Jai Shri Gurudev Ki Jai.
Jai.
So today we will have a quick review. We just finished 2 chapters. So we try to remember what have we learned so far. Or something, these are drops of mercy from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So our book is Harinama Cintamani. So by now we should understand why it's Harinama Cintamani. And actually this was explained directly by Haridas in the second chapter, in the last chapter. So it's called Harinama Cintamani. Why?
Cintamani usually means, in general, the stone of fulfilling desires. So, which given some wills. And among of Cintamani, all this stuff which can give it. Harinama is the highest.
Yes.
He can fulfill the most deepest desire of heart.
Not
only external necessities, but internal in the first place.
So last time we were talking about primary and secondary names, and actually in that chapter, Haridas himself, he said that this Harinam fulfills all desires. For materialists, just by an abhas of this name, it fulfills their desire for sense enjoyment, for sense gratification. And for those who desire liberation, also again, just by an abhas of this, that will also be fulfilled. But for the devotee, then the real fruit, the highest gift this Harinam can give. And what is that? This prem. Okay, so you remember the 3 Vaibhavs of Krishna? That's in the first chapter. Who remember?
Jiva.
Yes, Chita, Chit, and the Jiva. When we say Vaibhav, that means?
Manifestation.
You say manifestations, or Vaibhav actually means glories. Glories. Like the Shakti, the power is the glory of the Shaktiman, right? So there are 3 like Shakti, or 3 glories. And there's the Chit. The Chit is the what? Spiritual world. Again, we point like that. The spiritual world. But really, it's the internal world. This the internal potency of Krishna. The real potency, Swarup Shakti. Okay, that's spiritual world, Chit. And then there's the Achit, or the Maya. And then there's the Jiva. When we say Jiva, we're actually talking about the Jivas in the Maya world. Because now those who are in that Chit world, you cannot consider really their Jiva. They're like Parshads, they're associates. Now, the Jiva refers to when we say Jiva, you're talking about the one caught in the middle, marginal, tatashta. So that means they're Chit, but then they're in the Achit world. They're in the middle. Okay, so then this Jiva, this is what Mahaprabhu wanted when he asked the question, like how they will be delivered. So his first question was, what's the easiest way to deliver the Jivas? And Haridas answered that by saying, of course, he's explaining all this Chit. He's very systematic. And then he explained, before directly telling the holy name, he explained how Krishna, he interferes, he's for the Jivas, like deliverance. How? You remember?
Well, he descends to the soul.
No, but then he has a process.
By killing.
No. Remember, there's the process of karma, there's the process of gyan, and then of course there's bhakti. So Haridas was telling that the jiva by nature is pleasure seeking, and those who seek pleasure like away from Krishna, and that's us. We are here. So now Krishna is like his desire also to deliver us. So then he's finding many ways. But jivas are so stubborn. They want like this identify so much with Maya. They want sense enjoyment. They want to stay in Maya. Okay, so then he makes a process for them. Okay, like you'll have like nice stay in the material world, but if you follow this, what is that in the process of karma? Okay, he gives this varnashram dharma, give charity and all these things. But then that's actually a way to help the jiva to become like selfless, because now you're helping, and somehow you begin to sacrifice, and from that some possibility also, because you're giving charity, some possibility you can render service to sadhus, and therefore so much like opportunity for indirect service. Okay, but that alone is like can lead to what like shubha karma, like auspicious, like pious activities. These pious activities is a type of sukriti that leads to good karma and gives reward. Now, those who are following the process of gyan, what is their goal? Mukti. Because ultimately, when you say gyan, they're looking for knowledge, because they know this world is a place of suffering, and they don't want to suffer, and they want to be liberated. And so then, they're trying to understand, I'm spirit. They speculate. So then there's tendency that they can associate with what? With the devotees. Most of them, because they rely so much with their mental, capacity. Then they're only like the highest conclusion they have is this impersonal, how do you call that? Yeah, this impersonal aspect of God, the Brahmajyoti. So the highest attainment of that process is this impersonal liberation. Now, but from these are like indirect. This one can lead to some direct, like devotional activities. Because, like, let's say you're even karmis, even gyanis, because they're following Vedas. So they may follow Ekadasi. They may go to like pilgrimage places. Like right now, there's Kumbh Mela, or they go to like this Gangas, like just recently, Makar Sankranti. All of them, all followers, karmis, gyanis, they take bath in the Ganga. Understand? So by these activities, found the main like benefit really there is they can have a chance to associate with the devotees, and from the devotees, the seed of devotion, can be planted. So now, only when they engage in the process of bhakti, then really that is the real auspiciousness of the soul. So Haridas, he was telling that the easiest process really in this process of bhakti even is this chanting Harinam. He was talking about the different yoga dharmas. Remember? What? In deity worship, and now in he said, Haridas was telling that in this world, only really the jiva, you, and the name are eternal. Everything else is temporary. Because, like, really, what else is there? Huh?
Same thing you can tell Holy Dam also, but he
Yeah, but
beside of this.
So there is then we were okay. So when Haridas was telling this answer, or we're ending our chapter 1 review. Then what happened? Mahaprabhu was very happy. Then he was glorifying Haridas. Then we know in the second chapter, then he was telling Haridas, what is his next question?
What is making Vaishnava?
No, but what is the... let's follow the line of like their discussion. So Haridas was telling this Harinam is the easiest process to deliver. So then Mahaprabhu's next question is, so then how can the jiva, what is the process, what is the arrangement so the jiva can take this? Understand? Yeah. So how to attain this? How to attain? How to earn, how to take advantage of this? How to receive this gift like this? Understand? So then Mahaprabhu started by telling what is Vaishnava. He said, and actually this is the same discussion in the Chaitanya Charitamrita when he was answering those devotees from Kulinagram. Because they're asking who is the Vaishnava. And Mahaprabhu, he's telling his standard. One who say the name of Krishna once, and actually in Chaitanya Charitamrita, he said, one who chants the name once, he is a Vaishnava. He is the best of human beings and he is worshipable. That's what Mahaprabhu is saying. And then one who is constantly chanting, this is like high class Vaishnava, and the highest Uttam Vaishnava is what?
Just by seeing him.
By seeing him, then everyone also chant. So now, then Mahaprabhu, he was telling Haridas, glorify this name. So we have like made a conclusion that when Mahaprabhu was telling this, he was talking about Shuddhanam.
I have small questions. High class Vaishnava. If somebody looking, you also chant like Shuddhanam?
Not necessarily.
What?
This Uttam Vaishnava, yeah? If I one time looking at Uttam Vaishnava, I also start...
You'll be inspired. If you may not be able to chant like Shuddhanam, but he will plant the seed of faith that you can receive this Shuddhanam. Because now this is, understand this is the main thing in the second chapter. He's asking how you can attain this. He said, like, what is the qualification to chant? When you say, what is the qualification to chant? Really, we have to understand that really you cannot chant. Like, name is Krishna. He's completely, Haridas, in this chapter, he was glorifying Harinam. He said, Harinam is Satchidananda, completely spiritual. No beginning. Yeah? And he was telling about Nam, what else? Nam, form, qualities, and activities. Like these four characteristic features are like, they're non-different from each other. They're non-different from each other. And really, Nam is the main feature, because from name, what happens? Then the form, you begin to understand or perceive the form. From the name, you begin to understand his qualities, and then especially later on his activities or pastimes.
Can I just once again ask about that? By seeing like your devotee, everyone starts to chant, but in those cases when this does not seemingly happen, like somebody gets in contact, and they just continue their material life.
Now, okay, now that's why the next discussion is about namabhasa. Because let's say from pure devotees, high class devotees, there's the tendency for them to be able to accept this Shuddha Nam, especially when, that's why we said, what is the qualification? And what's the qualification? Faith, Shraddha. So this holy name, the Shuddhanam, does not just like come to you like, oh, I can chant like this. So we are establishing in the last chapter that there's some qualification. The namabhasa is so easy. And it said that like namabhasa really is how do you call is even greater than gyan and karma, because it can give like easily what gyan and karma can give. But as far as like we're talking about what when Mahaprabhu was telling, like the Vaishnav who has real relation, who's chanting this Suddha Nam, that Nam is actually Krishna. When I say this name, not different from Krishna. So when you say receiving this Nam, really that is the state where, oh, this Nam comes to your tongue and dancing on your tongue. And at that time you cannot stop like, like you're chanting. And now you absorb, you see like the form, the qualities, the pastimes, like this. So the high class Vaishnava, he's already that person, and so he's inspiring also others. Now, for someone to, and this was the lesson last time, now that by like there are names, there's many names, no? So there's only by primary name that really you can attain this like stage of full realization of God, and then this love for God, by the primary name. The secondary name is like affiliated to material activities. That's the difference. What's the difference between primary name and secondary name? That was a discussion last time.
So
because of connection with material world.
Yeah, where this name lead you? This is the difference.
So and like and there was this controversy with like the avatars. Like
no controversy because we're talking about Tatavichar and Rasa.
No, but we have to understand, if you just like how Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains, when we talk about the primary names, they refer to Krishna's names that lead you to the eternal pastimes, and lead you to prema. The secondary name, they are affiliated to the material activities. When you say material activities, is like gyan karma. Okay, so let's say like avatars, you may say like, oh, that's not like related to the eternal pastimes of Krishna. Well, actually, these avatars you have to see: Keshavadrita Mina Sharira, Keshavadrita Sukara Rupa, Keshavadrita. Okay, you have to see like, oh, these are all like Keshav now in different forms. That's his pastimes. That's his eternal pastimes. Understand? Yeah. So there's no like controversy. There's no question about like how the names of avatars are secondary names. They are like primary names, and that's why even in Git Govinda, which is like the highest, or we say like a very high class book, or like very, I'm not even qualified like into the least to to read that, but it's there. It starts with like glorification of the different avatars, and like Gurda explained that like all these like different like the dust avatars, they are specific deities of a particular rasa. Anyway, that's a separate topic, but point is like Harinama Tuva Aneka Swarupa, this Harinama is many Swarup, and that's all related to the variegated pastimes of Krishna. So in this world, that's his pastime, to deliver also the jivas. So they're all his avatars. And by we appreciating these avatars also, then easily, you like, oh, you can see how merciful God is, and then you can appreciate like prema. You'll be inspired. Okay, so no question with that. Easy. So that's primary and secondary. He said only by primary names that you can reach prema. You'll have this prema. Now, then it is said that unless there are disruptions, disruptions, or like, how do you call this, interruptions or disturbance, then there's not even effect of the chanting, even namabhasa chanting. Like for example, I'm talking about like one type of disruption is like the name is cut and in between are like syllables. And Haridas was talking about what? Hitakari. Hatikari. So there's Hari, but it's divided in the middle. So that doesn't give the name. So it won't even, you chant that Hatikari, there's no like even a result of namabhasa. But even a word like the Muslim, they say haram. Haram means abominable. You know.
But this not break,
they're not praying anything. They're not talking about like Ram or Krishna as like the reservoir of pleasure, Ram. But they say haram. Like they say some pigs haram, or whatever. Haram. That particular that's namabhasa, and that can even give liberation. Understand? So then there is a disruption that is caused by a misconception of the tattva. So like you may call the name Krishna, but you have your idea is that, oh, this is like material sound, and I'm temporarily chanting this, for my liberation. It's like, oh, like the Mayavadis, they have a like conception of name which is really not the real conception of name. Understand? They have a false conception of the name. They think this name, like Krishna, the form of Krishna, or like his activities, or like even bhakti, they think that this is material. These are all imaginary also. They're all Maya. And so, okay, temporarily you're doing like this, and ultimately you want liberation. So they think the name is like, they engage in the name, but they think of it like as a process, but the goal is different. So this is also namabhasa because they're chanting name. But that is like very offensive. So that will never lead you to the real like gift of nam, which is prem. So as long as there's all these disruptions, then your chanting never can become pure. So then that's why Mahaprabhu's question is like, what is the arrangement? How to accept this name? So Haridas was saying, you have to accept this name from a bona fide guru, for an actual devotee who has this name. And the qualification really is what? Faith. Is faith. And only when from that faith, then one will gradually like chant. In the beginning, he may be chanting namabhasa, but by this his namabhasa chanting will purify him. So his continuous association with the devotees and continued chanting of the name. Finally, when all his ignorance and when some bandagyan is already there, no more anarthas, then this nam like will come, like, automatically dancing on his tongue. Understand? That time he will enter into the pastimes of Krishna. And okay, and this discussion is actually like a very shortcut. There's so many things, details of that. So that's why now Haridas in the next chapter will be explaining. So next chapter will be namabhasa. Okay, so that's in our next class. Okay, question, clarification. Now we're just having a review. So I just want to make sure that we're understanding these points now before we proceed to the next chapter.
Yeah, but if you want fully to be sure, you must to make people speak. And
one thing is, you have to read also the book. because we don't expect. You don't expect. You don't expect that what I'm telling is like everything. There's so much like more there. There in the book, although this book is like a song, because this is like a poetry, like it has all the rhymes. You can actually sing this. It's in Bengali. It's full of all these teachings. At the same time, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, just to make you understand, he's also making footnotes at the end. So like you really like understand. So it's good like to understand to read. Yes.
Question was about if I remember correctly, I think in Jaya Dharma, Bhaktivinoda Thakur said that those offenders to the form of the Lord who think that the deity or the form of the Lord is Maya,
Yes.
then they actually go to hell.
They will go to hell. Like that's what Haridas Thakur also was telling, that like these Mayavadis, they may chanting namabhasa, but their chanting only leads them to like inauspiciousness. And really, if we think about it, even if they attain, this impersonal liberation,
They still
even they attain this impersonal liberation, really, he's telling they are just cheated, because like they're not. It does not really. This is not really the satisfaction of the soul.
Also,
Yeah.
no. You cannot act, and this is your exact nature to acting, and there you doesn't have any possibility to act. So this. Is also
One of the anarthas is asatrishna, and then we'll discuss that in the next class. Asatrishna. Trishna means the thirst. Thirst for asat. Asat means which is not sat, which is not eternal. Asatrishna. Meaning like thirst for material sense enjoyment, material things, all these things. But included actually in this asatrishna is this thirst or craving for this impersonal liberation, because that is also asat. Really, because you cannot merge there like permanently. That is not your real condition. Okay, and now we continue next meeting. Jai Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki